26 kilometres southeast of Kathmandu is the Banepa Valley. The valley allures with its beautiful landscape and village sanctuaries. Nepal contains the largest section of the mighty Himalayas. Of 14 8,000-metre high mountains, 8 are located in this region. "90% of the country's inhabitants live modestly from agriculture. They have an agricultural acreage of 27,000 square kilometres at their disposal. Over 100 mountain peaks reach a height of more than 7,000 metres above sea level, and there are 1,000 that are 6,000 metres high. A unique feature of this remarkable landscape is the enormous variation of altitude in this relatively small area. Even today, Nepal is a land of footpaths. For the mainly self-supporting rural population, there is no need for a complex network of roads. Fruit grows close to the houses, a tasty, cool treat for the inhabitants of the valley. And the small kitchen gardens contain a variety of vegetables and root plants. Amid the almost inaccessible terrain are numerous small villages. Their scattered houses highlight the natural splendour of the landscape. During the time of the Malla, Banepa was an important city. Today it is popular with those interested in culture. The temple district is encircled by a wall. 2 huge, fabulous beings stand guards in front of the gate. The threatening-looking animals are the guardians of legendary treasure. The Chadeshvari mandir dates back to the 17th century. It collapsed during an earthquake in 1934, but has since been completely rebuilt. These abundantly carved rafters demonstrate the Ashtamatrikas, the 8 mothers and their partners. Chadeshvari is one of the maternal Newar deities. Worship takes place following a strict ritual. First, rice is scattered and fumigants are lit. The gods are seated everywhere. The grotesque statues are an intriguing sight. The lack of ornate gilding is more than compensated for by the high quality of the wood carving. Legend has it that a terrible demon, Chanda, once ruled over the valley. The local people pleaded with Parvati, the daughter of the Himalayas, to free them from the monster. Parvati overpowered the demon and was given the name Chadeshvari, Mistress of the Chanda. Thus she became one of the maternal Newar deities. The gilded peacock is so realistic that it looks as though it could fly off at any second. The detailed work is quite outstanding. The shrine is open on 4 sides, and also the illustrated religious symbol. Today the women are busy. They're having their hair done. A little lacquer and the masterpiece is complete. The precision of the women is shown in each of their hand movements. Getting dressed is a serious business, but fun. And then a final check to make sure that everything is okay. Many an enigma is hidden beyond the walls of the temple. Was this the preparation for a ritual ceremony, or perhaps even a wedding? On average, the farmers work between 3 and 4 hectares of the difficult terrain. Among their modest possessions, they usually have a water buffalo and a milk cow. Half of the agricultural acreage is used for the cultivation of rice that is possible up to an altitude of 2,000 meters. Corn grows up to 2,500 meters above sea level. Eight kilometres south of Banepa and located between 2 rivers is the Newar settlement of Panauti. It is the most important historic village in the valley. In the 13th century, Panauti was the capital of the autonomous kingdom of Banepa. The village has retained its historic authenticity. A precarious chain bridge leads across the junction of 2 rivers, the Rosi Kola and the Punyamata Kola. Numerous river junctions are sacred and thus a destination for pilgrims. For many Hindus, the ritual bathing in the river, the Maka Mela, that takes place every 12 years, is a special highlight in their spiritual lives. The village is full of rural calm. Only in September is the idyll disturbed by the Carriage Festival. The shops contain all essential household goods. The transport of both goods and humans is usually done by lorry. They ply their way up and down relentlessly along the demanding terrain. The daily market also contains a good selection of products. Fresh fruit and vegetables are in abundance. there's always time for a little gossip. Here, daily newspapers are unknown. It's only the local news that's important. The villagers have developed their own style of architecture. There are few other examples of this to be found on the Indian subcontinent. The buildings are covered in decorations. Rosettes, ornaments and decorative ribbons adorn the otherwise plain facades. Beyond many a facade, there's a former monastery that has since been transformed into a guest house. The accommodation here ranges from plain and simple to comfortable hotels. The country schools. The number of children who now attend school has increased rapidly in recent years. However, many children leave school at an early age to help their parents in the fields. Nevertheless, education in Nepal has improved a lot in recent years. In addition to the state schools, many private schools are also available. The daily life of the people is determined by the seasons of the year and various festivals. Religious faith and its attendant rituals dominate most of the festivals. There's a sanctuary almost everywhere. Many of them lie hidden in the shade and are hardly recognizable. There's an endless number of temples and shrines. These villages are a wonderful experience. Here, the hustle and bustle of modern life that is so familiar with most who visit this region seems to be a distant memory. The contemplative calm is almost mystical. The Indreshvara temple dominates the centre of the village. It was built in the 15th century, the roof having been added some time later. This important building is dedicated to Shiva, the master of Indra. It has a rectangular ground plan. An enclosed corridor surrounds the central area that contains an image of worship. Whether lions, elephants, or fantastic beings, each of them guards this holy place. The expertise of the artists who created this work is fascinating. Numerous tiny bells hang from the beams of the roof. The gentle breeze creates a captivating sound ideal for meditation. In the courtyard, there are small shrines and ancient sculptures. Shiva Linga symbolizes creative power, and Krishna, the eighth incarnation of Vishnu. This window contains beautifully crafted figures. Some of the work in this pagoda has been designed in the style of the 14th and 15th century. Unimpressed by the many wonderful buildings around them, the people go about their work. For them, they are a part of daily life. But for the visitor, it's a fantastic fairy tale world. This multi-armed goddess is scattered with tika. For both humans and gods, the famous Indian red mark is a religious symbol. Buddhists and Hindus believe in the circle of reincarnation. Both attempt to attain enlightenment and eternal life in nirvana. They believe that a good spiritual lifestyle can improve the afterlife. The cosmic law of cause and effect is known as karma. In the high regions, the farmers are limited to 1 hectare of agricultural land. Cornfields reach up to a high altitude. At even higher altitude, there are even potatoes. They were introduced by the British in 1850 and are an important product in the mountain regions. The best time to travel here is when the area is free of monsoons. The autumn, with its reliable weather and clear visibility, is the best time for a visit to Banepa Valley. Bears and red pandas are almost as legendary and rare as the yeti. But here, there's usually the sight of grazing farm animals. The village of Dhulikhel is situated on a 1,650-metre high plateau. It is 5 kilometres from Banepa. The village shops contain a good variety of products. Due to the difficult terrain in this part of the country, the people here appreciate their local shops. Within the narrow lanes, there are several temples between the dwellings. They are distinguishable by their multi-level roofs. Life in Nepal is dominated by religion. It is a combination of magical, mystical, and spiritual ideas that are closely interwoven. Buddhists and Hindus share many of the sanctuaries. They are very tolerant, and they are not divided as in other religions. The tiles on the ground floor of this richly decorated pagoda are very unusual. The 3-story Bhagavati temple is a wood and brick construction. The houses are situated close together. It's almost city-like, with paved streets, squares and inner courtyards. The Bhagavati temple is located on a hill on the edge of the city. This temple is extremely well favoured because the goddess Bhagavati is believed to fulfill the wishes of the faithful. It is particularly popular with young couples who come here to request both good fortune in their marriage and male offspring. Bells are a symbol of wisdom and compassion. They play an important ritualistic and meditational role in both Buddhism and Hinduism. The ribbon reaches from the top of the pagoda to the ground. The patanka is a metal flag along which the deity walks from the top of the temple. The Nepalese Hindu temple has no prayer room for the faithful as in churches and mosques. It is used only for the worship of the sacred image. Numerous gods inhabit the temples, the rocks, trees and rivers, the characteristics of which reflect the many facets of human nature. The beauty of the Banepa Valley and its large number of sanctuaries attracts those who are interested in culture, hikers and also the faithful. The women's lives are entirely devoted to their families. They only attain the full respect of their husband and society with the birth of a son. Most goods are transported on beasts of burden, and bales of straw are carried over long distances. Farming the tiny terraced fields is arduous work. The rhythm of life and labour is mainly governed by the monsoons. Here, physical strength is more important than horsepower. The steep paths across the difficult terrain make any other form of transport impossible. The long tradition of the Sherpas is evidence of that. Each year, the fascinating Banepa Valley, set amid the Himalayas, allures thousands of visitors with its impressive mountain landscape. And the ancient and fascinating culture and deep mystical religious faith of its people are still very much alive today.